Well, for many, many years, Fox and Graining. Sorry, I'll say that.
Yeah, say it
stupid.
normally.
I know. I had to correct myself.
Hey everyone, it's Elliot.
And Todd. Welcome to Two Designers Walk Into a Bar, an ongoing conversation about pop culture and iconic design.
Today we're going to use our imaginations a little bit.
Yep, we've brought a couple of interesting products with us to the bar, but not just any products.
Nope. Today we have two that were originally created for movies and television and later made the leap into the real world once they became household names.
We're having dessert first as we sample a Wonka Bar.
And then we wet our whistles with a couple of Duff Beers.
So order up a couple of chocolate martinis.
We're licking our fingers and raising our glasses back here in the bar.
All right. So we should probably explain what the thing is we're going to be talking about. Like
things plural.
Things. We're going to be talking about things, made up things that became real things.
Yes. So yeah, things that became popular through pop culture. And then someone in their infinite wisdom said, you know, I bet you if this was a real thing, people would actually pay real money to buy it.
Yeah. I think it's product placement in reverse, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess you're right. That's a great way to think about it. Well, it's sort of reverse. It's like it's advertising the thing it came from, right? It's hard to, if you pick up the product, then, you think... Well, we'll get into this, but like for example, I can't say if I say Scooby Snacks. What do you say?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Oh
of?
yeah, Scooby Doo.
Right. So Todd, give us a definition of what is the clinical term. Let's get all scientific and erudite here for a minute. Defictionalized products.
Thank you, Elliot, for asking my opinion on defictionalized products. It's the transformation of a product, an object, or a prop from a movie, book, or other fictional source into the real world. So something that was made up for a story becomes part of the real world. Mm-hmm. And as you can imagine, it's always done as a merchandising tie-in.
What?
So it helps promote. I know.
What?
I know. You thought that Scooby Snacks were just delicious and the world needed them, didn't
That's
you?
Right. A stoner and his dog just needed some marginal nutrition.
I bet we could think of some others.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Okay, so we talked about Scooby Snacks.
Yeah.
How about when I think of Quentin Tarantino, one of the things that's in all his movies is Red Apple cigarettes.
Oh, yeah. And speaking of movies, how about Dapper Dan from Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
And FOP, I guess, for that matter. The anti. Okay, well,
I'm not a FOP
How
man.
about this? Let's start with some honorable mentions because
okay.
when we were both talking about this, not off camera. We're off camera now, but like unofficially, we were yapping about this, and we came up with some good ones. So yeah, I have a few honorable mentions, if you don't mind, if you're willing to indulge me. Okay, so
I'm indulging you.
Thank you for once, right? So one of the best books that I have a copy of this in my office somewhere. I need to go dig it up because this was, down the nostalgia road a little bit for me. Do you remember when Chronicle released Wile E. Coyote's Acme catalog?
Oh, wow. Yes. What a great idea.
So, yeah, the author went back and watched all the Warner Brothers Coyote and Roadrunner cartoons and looked at all of the products that the Coyote ordered. So, and then they've turned this into the catalog. So, all of his fraught attempts to catch the Roadrunner. So his portable holes, his rocket roller skates, and all that stuff. I loved this when I learned that this was going to be a book. I rub my hands together because I thought this will be amazing. And unfortunately, you may be aware of the movie, of the Coyote and Roadrunner movie that got lost in the merger when Warner Brothers and Discovery merged a few years ago. Like, Will Forte was in this movie. He said it was absolutely amazing, and that the bean counters at this company said it would be better as a tax write-off than to actually ever release this movie.
Really?
Yeah, so it is. I desperately want a pirate feed of this movie. I want someone to go into the Warner Brothers vault and pull this out and just, with reckless abandon, just put it on the dark web or something, because I think it deserves to be seen.
You're promoting criminal behavior, Elliot, and
I am.
Do you even know how to get to the dark web? Is there like a port key, or is there a secret password you have to say 3 times backwards or something?
I just thought it was like when you put your web browser into dark mode. Then it's the dark web.
Well, that works.
Yeah.
Okay, that's it. That's easy enough to find.
Yeah, I don't know why that's illegal, but whatever.
I don't know. Whatever. I mean, people are just too stuffy. What year did that book come out, by the way?
2006, if I remember correctly. So it's not being printed anymore, but you can find copies of it around.
Yeah. All right. Do you have another honorable mention?
I do. Have you ever heard of some little show that I guess had some sort of following called The Office? Do you remember that show?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
What product did they have?
Dunder Mifflin Paper, Todd.
Oh, the paper. Yeah, the place they work. Okay.
Yeah. So Staples actually sold an entire line of Dunder Mifflin office supplies, both in their stores and online, which I think is great.
Yeah. That's great. I would buy that. I assume it's not currently on the shelves at Staples, but I bet you could find an unopened package somewhere for
an open ream of paper that's probably oddly similar to the reams of paper you already have in your office.
Yeah, it's just paper.
yeah, there's nothing special about it at all. All right, let's go a little bit more upscale. How about that?
Okay.
Let's get into the multi-millions or even billions of dollars, Todd. How about a hockey team? Remember when the Mighty Ducks movie came out, and then Disney spun up their own NHL team, the expansion team, the Mighty Ducks, in 1993 to, I guess,
the Anaheim Ducks.
Yeah,
right?
Now it's called the Anaheim Ducks. Yeah, to promote the movie, or it's spun out of the movie. I mean, that's pretty crazy.
That it's one thing to make a product, for a few bucks that, someone can walk by in a store, pick it up and take it with them. But you're talking about an investment of ticket prices and hours of your time for something that was fictional and then brought to life. And I'm sure now the generations of hockey fans are going to see the Anaheim Ducks play and have probably no recollection there was a Disney movie.
Or a series, right? I mean, remember there were sequels and everything else. And to the best of my knowledge, once the NHL team was spun up, Emilio Estevez was not offered a coaching slot.
Oh, well, do you think it had anything to do with him being an actor and not a coach?
Wait, what did you just say?
I know. I hate to bust the bubble.
Jeez.
All right. Let's get on to something a little bit more appetizing. Let's talk about Wonka bars.
Okay. All right.
This has to be the king of fictional products that made it to the shelves.
It's a pretty good one. So, what do you remember, Todd, when I say the title of the movie, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory? So this is 1971. It's this Gene Wilder movie.
Gene Wilder.
A few years before Blazing Saddles, which is another amazing movie. As I say that, what are some of these things from this movie that pop into your head?
Well, it was shot to be super colorful. Mm-hmm. All of the kids that were invited were brats, except for Charlie, and Veruca Salt, swolled up.
Right. And later had a band named after her in the 90s.
Yeah, later had a pretty popular 90s band named after her. But yeah, it's it was a little bit scary probably for a kid my age, because this was supposed to be this happy joyous thing, that was candy colored, but then bad stuff happens to them.
Yeah, it was a little bit dark in parts.
Yeah.
And here's an interesting thing if you dig in and you look at where the movie was actually shot, right? Because if you look at the street scenes and everything, like, I guess it's supposed to be set in England or somewhere. It feels very like mid-century UK, but it was actually shot in, if I remember correctly, Munich, Germany. So, like, that's why some of the buildings look a little bit quirky, or why the street signs look a little bit quirky, just the overall setting. So, yeah, it was this weird sort of nondescript setting, right? You sort of knew, at least I as a little kid and as an American, it reminded me a teeny bit of Richard Scarry storybooks. You remember those with all the animals and everything? Because he was in Europe. I think he was in Switzerland when he made a lot of these books, or he was in France or something. And as a result, a lot of the street scenes aren't American street scenes. They're certainly relatable, but they're a little bit different. But that's kind of what this movie reminds me of. It's about the same time period.
And didn't it have the song Candyman?
Oh, yes. All right, yeah.
Wasn't
Let's get into some of these pop culture nuggets that are still around today. So, yeah, the song The Candyman. So originally that was sung in the movie, and then some guy named Sammy Davis Jr. Recorded it and made it really well known.
The Candyman can.
So, yes.
He mixes it with love and makes the world taste good.
Oh, my goodness. This is...
If you close your eyes, you thought Sammy Davis Jr. was right here with you.
Believe me, my eyes were closed. There were tears forming in them. So Sammy Davis Jr. Later recorded that song and made it a hit. Okay, then here's another one that I think is great. So do you remember there was a long kind of like supercalifragilistic, kind of word in this that was scrumdiddlyumptious? Do you remember that? Scrumdiddlyumptious. Yeah. And I remember when I was a little kid that Dairy Queen sort of cribbed that word and adjusted it a little bit. Remember when they had their dilly bar and it was scrumdiddlyicious? Yeah. And Dennis the Menace was the one who was advertised, so it was all over the dilly bars and all their cups and everything. I don't know I haven't been to a Dairy Queen lately, so I don't know if they're still doing that. But
I don't think I remembered that the dilly bars came from that.
Yeah,
that's
I
interesting.
need to. Well, I don't know if they came from the movie, but I mean Dairy Queen.
Term, right?
Dairy Queen, used the word, and then they were, it just dilly being in the middle of the word was like perfect for that, right?
Yeah.
And then, of course, Todd, last but not least, this idea of a golden ticket wrapped on the inside of the Wonka Bar, right?
Yes. That's turned into kind of pop culture slang for getting away with anything, basically.
Or just like slipping and falling in luck, right? Like it's you got the golden ticket, So, yeah, for people who don't know where that came from, it was from this movie. So, as we established, the Wonka Bar is originally a fictional chocolate bar, and it was introduced as a key story point in Roald Dahl's 1964 children's classic novel, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. So, it wasn't called Willy Wonka originally.
No.
So, this idea for adapting the book into a film came about when the film's director, Mel Stewart, his 10-year-old daughter, Madeline, who actually, Todd, makes a cameo appearance in the film as Madeline Durkin, a classmate of Charlie Bucket, the boy you mentioned earlier, one of the 5 kids that has one of the golden tickets. She read the book, and then she asked her father to make a film out of it with Uncle Dave, quote unquote, who was producer David L. Wolper. Not related to the Stewarts in any way. He was just sort of their family buddy, who would be the producer. So the director, Stewart, shares the book with Wolper, who happened to be in the midst of talks with the Quaker Oats Company regarding a promotional avenue to introduce a new candy bar from its Chicago-based subsidiary named Breaker Confections. So this is one of those scenarios where the stars are sort of lining up, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So then Walper persuades the company, which has no previous experience in the film industry, to buy the rights to the book and finance the picture for the purposes of promoting this Quaker Oats Wonka bar.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, it's like the most expensive commercial in history.
Yeah. They're like, well, we sell chocolate bars, but okay, if you say
make a movie, okay.
We'll
yeah,
okay.
Like whatever.
Sure.
Yeah, it's amazing. So then get this. This is what's funny. So they go through with this deal, but then Quaker Oats decides not to market the bars, the candy bars.
What?
And instead they sold the brand to their manufacturer, which was named Sunline. Okay, so then these folks at Sunline go ahead and make the bars, and then Sunline renamed themselves the Willy Wonka Candy Company. This is like a
smart.
this whole thing is bonkers. And then later, Nestle acquired them when Wonka was sold by Quaker Oats or Sunline or whatever you want to call it. So they divested themselves. Quaker divested themselves of this, and Nestle snapped them up. So you got to be thinking, okay, well, these bars must be something magnificent, right?
Yeah,
What was the magic dust in these things, right? Well, this isn't like Goldschlager or something, Todd. Like, it's not like there were flecks of gold or there wasn't like some magic beans or something. It was basically just chocolate bars with graham cracker chunks.
Well, I mean, that's not bad, but yeah, you kind of expected it to be a little bit more magical than that, didn't you?
Yeah, well, apparently at the beginning, Quaker, Sunline, or Willy Wonka, or whatever their name was, when they started to throw this together, they were not having a lot of success. Like, it took them trial and error to figure out graham cracker chunks and chocolate bars.
Do you think they're like, hey, Marty, it's just a chocolate bar for kids. Don't put so much time in it. Just get the chocolate bar.
Screw it. Hey, do we still have any of those graham cracker chunks from the break room?
And what happened to my cigarette?
I could just see somebody like just, getting out the steamroller, the forklift from the warehouse, and they just get boxes of graham crackers and they're just crunching them up in the parking lot. On their lunch break or something. Yeah, exactly. That's so funny.
All right, I have a question for you.
Hit me.
Okay, you said the book title was Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, but the movie, as you mentioned, was Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Yeah.
Gene Wilder's Wonka is the main character, Willy, but Charlie is the hero. So why the change?
Okay, great question. I'm going to give you some theories, and then I'll give you the real reason. How about that?
All right, cool.
Okay, so here's the first theory. So in the U.S. during the 60s, the term Mr. Charlie, quote unquote, had been used as a pejorative expression in the African-American community for a white guy with power.
Really?
And this historically came out of, plantation slave owners.
Okay.
And so press reports claimed that the change was due to, quote unquote, pressure from black groups, unquote.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, and that's interesting. Okay.
Yeah, so that's one theory.
The kid is not referred to as Mr. Charlie, but I guess
no, he is not.
I guess it was just it was a tumultuous time, so it was best to stay away from it.
Yeah, third rail a little
All right, second theory.
Okay. So during this same period, there was, Todd, do you remember the U.S. got themselves embroiled in a little bit of a skirmish over there in Asia? Late 60s.
The Asia War? Is that what it was called?
Well, let's be more specific with a country. How about the Vietnam War?
Oh, yes, that's right.
And do you remember there was a term?
Charlie was not polite.
Yes. So Viet Cong, VC, call sign was Victor Charlie, and then that was shortened to Charlie. So that's going on at the same time as well.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's two really good reasons that you might want to change the name. But,
right. Racism and a foreign war. Okay. So the studio publicly stated that the title, quote, was changed to put emphasis on the eccentric central character of Willy Wonka, unquote. Okay? That's the storyline there.
It's the studio line.
Yeah, so to speak. The public, public information that was getting disseminated. But apparently Walper, the producer, said he changed the title to make the product placement for the Wonka Bar have a closer association.
There we have it.
But, Todd, there actually is some truth to the first theory and also a practical explanation.
Oh, really? Okay. Are you at liberty to share with us?
I am. I've been given special permission by Willy Wonka himself. I was eating a candy bar at lunch today, and I unwrapped my bar, and it said, go ahead and share this with listeners. Okay.
All right.
So the director, Stewart, confirmed the matter actually was brought to his attention by some African-American actors, the whole Uncle Charlie thing.
Well, the factory was run by a white guy, by the way.
True.
Just saying.
And he also claimed to have changed the title, saying, if people say, I saw Willy Wonka, people would know what they were talking about. But if they said, I saw Charlie, like, what does that mean? Right? It doesn't mean anything.
Yeah. Are you in Vietnam? You know? Okay. So the title was changed. There were also other story tweaks, different from the book, though. And I love the book. I love the movie, too. Mm-hmm. What did Dahl think about his book being used to market a candy bar?
He didn't think too highly of it. So basically, yeah, I know. He disowned the film and was, quote unquote, infuriated by the plot deviations and considered the music to be, you'll love this, quote, saccharine, sappy, and sentimental, unquote. Don't tell Sammy Davis Jr. that. Yeah. That's how actually I like my candy. He was also disappointed because the film, quote, placed too much emphasis on Willy Wonka and not enough on Charlie, unquote. And because Wilder was cast as Wonka instead of his buddy, an Irish comedian and actor named Spike Milligan.
He just didn't like anything about it.
Yeah. So this is like a hard pass from Roald Dahl.
Mr. Dahl, how was the picture ratio? Sucked.
Yeah.
It's like how's the lighting? Sucked.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, 1 star, thumbs down. And in 1996, his second wife, Felicity, commented on her husband's objections toward the film adaptations of his works.
Hold on, Elliot, hold on. Felicity Dahl?
Yeah, Yeah,
okay, sorry,
maybe she kept her maiden name. I don't know, but
all right. Sorry, I just had to say that. What she commented on her husband's objections.
I don't even know where to go from here now. You've totally derailed this whole thing. Okay, no. She commented on his objections toward the film adaptions, saying, quote, they always want to change a book's storyline. What makes Hollywood think children want the endings changed for a film when they accept it in the book? Unquote.
Yeah, I mean, that tracks, right?
Yeah, I guess, but I don't know about you, but I watched the movie as a little kid long before I even knew there was a book.
Oh, yeah, same here. Same here. And actually, I was confused that there was a book called Charlie and the Chocolate Factory because I was like, well, I thought it was Willy Wonka's
Well, it was
factory.
The film adaptation that happened before the film.
Yeah. Okay. All right, back to candy bars.
All right, so as we wrap up here, other varieties of Wonka bars were subsequently manufactured and sold in the real world, getting back to what this episode is all about.
Uh-huh.
They were just never a huge hit on the scale of, say, a Hershey bar. And as a result, these candy bars were discontinued in early 2010 due to poor sales. So,
too bad. And now we can't taste them anymore.
But, the commercial for them, I guess, lives on, right?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, they could launch it again when another Charlie and the Chocolate Factory movie comes out. Maybe they'll have better sales then.
Yeah. Todd, speaking of poor sales, I'd hate for our bartenders to not hit their quota.
What makes you think they have a quota?
Oh, well, when we were in here last time, I gave them an order for the week.
Well, that explains the mystery Venmo charge, doesn't it?
It does. Now the only mystery is when our next round will arrive.
Okay. We'll be right back. Hi. We want to take a moment to mention that if you're enjoying this episode, we have an archive of topics ranging from the Olympics to movie posters,
Think Ghostbusters.
iconic images,
Think Bigfoot.
punk music,
The Ramones.
Saturday morning cartoons,
The Pink Panther.
and failed products like OK Soda. Visit our website at twodesignerswalkintoabar.com for full episode notes and visuals, the latest blog content, and to sign up for our newsletter.
Follow us on social media. We can be found on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube. Find the links on our website or search using the phrase Two Designers Walk Into a Bar.
Most importantly, leave a review on Apple Podcasts. It helps more people like you find podcasts like this.
And tell a friend about us. Send them a link to our podcast from your listening platform of choice.
And if you're inclined, buy our merchandise. Stickers, coasters, magnets, t-shirts. We're designers. We make good stuff, and it helps support the show.
Get in touch. Use the contact form on our website or send an email to hello@twodesignerswalkintoabar.com.
We read every message we get. Honest.
And we're available for speaking gigs. Email us to learn more.
Okay, now back to the bar. All right, welcome back, everyone. Elliot, you're welcome for the beverages, the week of ordering in advance. And, the sidecar of chocolate bars, not a bad idea.
It never
I have
is.
to say.
It never is.
Diabetes
be damned, Todd. That's
there
my
you
motto.
go. That's the attitude. And you know what? Probably shouldn't make fun of liver cirrhosis, but let's talk about Duff Beer. In case.
Obesity and alcoholism, and time to talk about The
I
Simpsons.
know. We shouldn't make fun of that.
Let's leave it to Matt Groening and Fox to do that. Why should they?
And they're doing a really good job.
Yeah, we could steal some of their thunder, right?
Yeah, so I wanted to talk about Duff Beer. I brought that to the bar party today, and probably like Wonka bars, everybody's heard of Duff because in the longest running primetime animated show ever, The Simpsons, it is the mass market beer. In the Simpsons universe, there are no other beer
That's
choices.
what I was about to ask you. I don't know if I'm aware of a second beer option in The Simpsons.
Yeah, no, there's not enough room for it. And that's actually one of the funny twists that we'll get into. And if you don't know, it's Homer Simpson's favorite cheap, poor quality beer, but it's heavily marketed, and it's sort of stereotypical American lager.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a Budweiser or a Miller,
but,
or whatever,
amped
right?
Out of
Yeah.
Sober? You sat around the house all day, but now it's Duff time. Duff, the beer that makes the days fly by.
The Duff Beer first appeared in the show Homer's Odyssey, which is in the 3rd episode ever, and now they're up to about 800 episodes. So Duff has had a long history in our world, a lot longer than some real beer brands.
Yeah, no kidding.
But, little background, Elliot, you may have known this. It's brewed by Duff Breweries in Springfield, wherever Springfield is.
So do you know why Springfield is the name of the town?
Because there's a lot of Springfields in every state. There's multiple,
they have I don't know if Hawaii has one, probably, I don't know, but basically it
feels
could be
Midwestern.
Yeah, it's any state USA.
Yeah. And Homer and the gang, they drink it by the case. And little known fact, Homer's bar buddy Barney Gumble, he had potential. He was set to go off to Harvard. Except Homer introduced him to Duff.
That's great.
And it goes down. Barney had potential and then was introduced to Duff Beer. And there's the end of the story.
Became a barfly. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, that's right.
So even if you think about mainstream beers in, say, the U.S., your Budweisers, your Millers, whatever, there's usually varieties of these beers. There's a light version, or maybe there's like a seasonal version. So does Duff exist in any other versions or flavors, or is it simply Duff?
Well, It's a really good question. In addition to, now, not all of these flavors are marketed IRL, Elliot.
Oh,
but,
okay. Yeah.
But
Let's
on the show,
let's make a distinction, between what
Yeah.
people can see and what they can actually get their hands on.
Yeah. Okay. So on the show, what you can see, these are some pretty awesome flavors too. There's regular Duff. They make Duff Light and Duff Dry, which are actually the same beer, just different names.
I love it. Yeah, 2 different cans.
Also,
yeah.
Lady Duff, which I think is great. Raspberry Duff, Tartar Control Duff.
It's just like mouthwash. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Duff Zero, which is non-alcoholic and was retired.
No need to
Crystal
continue
Duff.
with that. Crystal
Yeah,
Duff.
Crystal Duff, like take on Crystal Pepsi.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then the German version, Duff and Brow.
Yeah, perfect for
But-
Oktoberfest. I love it.
But my absolute favorite is Le Duff, which is the Canadian Duff. It's
Okay.
laced with codeine.
Yeah, with it being Canadian, I can totally understand.
Le Duff.
Yeah,
You love that.
Huge in Quebec. Okay.
Yeah.
So the name, like how
Yeah.
did they land on Duff as being the name? Like, I think of the bassist from Guns N' Roses, right? Duff
Yeah.
McKagan. Was Matt Groening a huge Guns N' Roses fan, or like, where did this come from?
Well, Duff McKagan thinks it was named after him. He says in his book, but no, it was not. A writer by the name of Jay Cogan named it. But there's possibility it was inspired by a tavern, which was just 1 block from the University of Oregon's campus where Matt Groening attended, called Duffy's. And it's said to resemble Moe's Tavern. So we'll post a picture of that. I think you can see that there's some influence. Moe's is a little more colorful, but he went to college going to a tavern called Duffy's, and it probably makes sense.
Yeah, there was a Duffy's Tavern in the little town in Ohio I grew up in, too. It's from a story. I can't remember the story now off the top of my head. Maybe it's called Duffy's, but there's like a Duffy's Tavern in it. So that's probably appropriate for Springfield, right?
Yeah. I feel like that's a traditional sort of maybe Irish tavern name. But anyway, Duff is everything bad about the beer industry, Elliot. It satirizes the mass advertising and corny slogans and oversaturation. As I said before, you've got one choice in Springfield for beer, and it's Duff. And, let's not forget about the macho mascots.
Oh, Duff Man.
Yes.
Yeah, obviously a take on the Bud Man from the set. Who doesn't love Duff Man? I mean, it's great.
Yeah, you're right. An obvious take on Budman from the 70s. And, the mascot, Duff Man, he's a parody of all beer mascots. He's over the top and he's ridiculously macho and energetic. And
Yeah, it was
and
Phil
says-
Hartman, right? Wasn't Phil Hartman the one who did
Yes,
his? Yeah,
yeah.
it was great.
Yeah. And he says really, moronic things. And so Duff has it all, Elliot. The moronic commercials, spokesmodels, brewery tours, corporate sponsorships, a stadium, and even an amusement park. I would say Anheuser-Busch couldn't do it any better the job than Duff has done with their marketing.
Isn't there also a Duff blimp? I think I
Yes,
remember
there
a Duff
is.
blimp. Yeah.
Flies over their
So,
stadium.
see, you
and
can't neglect the blimp, Todd.
their amusement park, in case you're looking for that, is called Duff Gardens.
Oh, perfect.
To my knowledge, it doesn't really exist.
Yeah. Well, you remember you and I have been to Busch Gardens together, so we can totally identify with Duff Gardens.
They should do a Duff Gardens.
So this beer, where can you get it? Like the real beer, obviously outside of Springfield. Where can I go and pick one up after this? Or how can I tell our bartenders this is something they should stock?
Where to go find it, right?
Yeah.
So for many years, Fox and Matt Groening resisted licensing Duff Beer, in part because there was a concern about it encouraging underage drinking. But
Does underage drinking need any encouragement? Let's just be honest.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a cartoon promoting a real beer. Right?
Yeah.
Oddly enough, I'm sure The Simpsons core audience is over 21 and attending college probably.
Right.
But while all of that consternation was happening, many unauthorized knockoff versions appeared in various countries. And, Fox tried frequently to stop them via legal action. But there's a couple interesting stories around that too, that they made it to the shelves. And there's one early in the mid 90s, a brewery in Australia called the Lion Nathan, and that's Lion, Lion Nathan, not like you're a Lion Nathan.
Sorry for any
Lion-ass
Nathans listening right now.
Yeah. But yeah, that brewery in Australia produced a beer called Duff, and it was, make no mistake, it was a hardcore ripoff. So the product was ordered to be pulled from the shelves and destroyed because of the likely association to the Simpsons brand and characters, although they didn't use any of the characters. But here's the little kicker on that. This version of Duff Beer became a collector's item. So one case has sold for as much as $13,000.
Is that Australian dollars or American dollars?
Yes, it has to be Australian dollars. I don't know. Maybe it was on eBay, but
I don't even
anyway,
know.
It doesn't matter. That's a lot for a worse.
Is Australian money worth anything, Todd? Do we know that? We need to get our research team.
Of course it is.
Oh, what's to
Australians it is.
Oh,
yes.
It's like lira or something. Yeah, it's just play money. I mean, whatever.
Man. You see, there goes our Australia audience right there, because you're making fun of their money. You know what? I would love to take any Australian money that someone wants to send me. I would appreciate that.
I just want them to send me a boomerang so I can throw it at you.
Well,
and then get it back.
Catch it. It would
catch it.
They would throw it, and then it would go all the way back to Australia. So
it's like a drone. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow, that's interesting.
Okay, let me tell you another quick story.
Oh, okay.
I'll tell you another quick story. So, flash forward up to 2006 in Mexico, a gentleman by the name of Rodrigo Contreras managed to register Duff as a trademark in Mexico. Oddly enough, it wasn't registered there.
Wait, hold on. How do you register? Oh, meaning like no one, like Fox hadn't registered it in advance.
Fox had not. Well,
yeah,
Fox hadn't, and it looks like from the paperwork, Fox really didn't register it anywhere because they weren't planning to sell the beer.
Yeah. Imagine every time you spun up, like anytime any of your writers conceived of any new product, then suddenly you had to go around the globe and spend all this time and money registering stuff. Yeah. I can get that.
So oddly enough, they produced a fair amount of Duff in Mexico before Fox ultimately settled the trademark dispute. It wasn't as easy as you would think because they're in Mexico and Fox held the trademark in the U.S. and there's just different laws.
Yeah, sure.
Mexico is a little more lenient with some trademark laws. But, okay, finally seeing the light.
I think The Simpsons should introduce Tres Equis. Give them a taste of their own medicine.
I'll leave that one there. Finally, in 2015, Fox saw the light and they decided to license an official Duff beer, mainly to protect the trademark from all these other countries doing it.
Yeah, well, it was also probably after a while also a cash grab, right? I mean, it's like, why should they be getting all the money? Yeah.
Yeah, but they weren't, like, they can't take this Australian brewery company to court, like, you stole our intellectual property.
That didn't exist, that we never registered.
And they're like, no,
yeah, exactly.
Okay. Yeah. So it was more protracted legalese. But anyway, so they did start selling it, oddly enough, in Chile. And then it spread from there to the rest of South America and further expansion into Europe. And there's a small brewery called Daleside in England that produces Duff also, which is a 5% dark ale. And oddly enough, now, if you looked at both cans, you would be like, okay, one of these was influenced by the other. It's not a direct copy. But they got away with it because Duff, D-U-F-F, sounds like dub, which is Gaelic for dark. So they're like, you can't be trashing our ancestry here. It's dark beer. Anyway, it's available in Germany and France also if you want to get some there.
Oh man, we're going to have to do a European junket, Todd, and try
obviously
Duff beer there, and in Australia if they'll let us in. and Chile and Mexico and
It's not the same as going to Busch Gardens, is it, Elliot? If we
No.
can travel around.
yeah,
the world.
it's going to take a little more time, I think.
But those of us here in the U.S., right now we have two options to buy Duff, and those options are both at Universal Studios in Orlando and in Hollywood.
All right.
It's-
So see,
they
I
have-
knew what was going on. Take
Yeah.
that, Simpsons. Yeah.
yeah.
Seems like
It's
Universal
officially licensed.
Studios is where anything fictitious sort of goes to find a home
And if you
becomes a
haven't
real
been-
thing. Yeah.
Yes, the Springfield area of Universal Studios is amazing. It's great to see the Quickie Mart and Moe's Tavern
Mm-hmm.
in life size, and you can buy the products there. But check that out if you have a chance to go to Universal Studios. But that's the one place you can buy officially licensed Duff Beer and not cause any trouble.
What is it? Have you gotten one? You've been to Universal. I never have.
I have, yeah. I mean, I don't recall who actually makes it for them, but I mean, it tastes like you would think a Budweiser would taste.
Yeah, it probably is Budweiser. Yeah.
I mean, I don't think people are like, oh man, my favorite beer is Duff. I can't wait.
That'd
to
be
have another.
really expensive, I think, if that's your favorite beer.
And they sell it at Moe's Tavern and Universal as well, which is great.
Do they sell it at the Quickie Mart? Can you get it there?
You know, I don't believe because they don't card people going into
Oh,
Quickie Mart.
Yeah.
I don't believe they do. They may. I mean, it's been a while since I was there. I mean, you can buy other stuff there. But, you know, what's the cultural impact that Duff has had on the world? Well, Time Magazine once placed Duff Beer on a list of the most influential fictional companies of all time. So that's saying a little bit.
That's pretty
right?
awesome. Yeah.
I mean, even if you're not a Simpsons super fan, I think anybody could probably do a reasonable sketch of the Duff label and
Yep.
Duff Man.
Yep.
You know, I think they could probably do that. It's just that widely known and widely seen. And of course, it's been parodied before.
Absolutely. I mean, obviously, people thought it was a powerful enough vehicle they were willing to, crib it or pirate it and use it halfway around the world. I mean, it shows the reach of the Simpsons, and I think just capitalizing on the enduring love so many different groups of people have. Like, I wouldn't necessarily think, oh yeah, Chile, I bet you the Simpsons is hot there. It's not the first place in the world that would pop into my head.
Yeah, I don't know why. I couldn't find out a real reason. It might be manufacturing costs were affordable there. I don't know. But, I guess clearly Simpsons is a globally watched show, and it certainly has been on long enough that people would know it.
You know what, Todd? This was such a great story. I appreciate you sharing it. You've got me in a great mood, and, this makes me want to take you to dinner.
Oh, yeah? Where?
I'm thinking someplace inspired by this episode. How
Okay.
about the nearest Bubba Gump shrimp?
Okay, I'll pass. Thank you.
Hold on, let me dig around in my pocket here. How about this handful of
what?
Scooby snacks?
I've lost my appetite, Elliot. See you soon, everyone.
Huh.